time for a transformational tip presented by Morgan Franklin. I tell you all, get those videos to me. Really important for you to improve your game. I want to see the video, but when you come over here to the hub and we start looking at this in the V1, what you're going to notice is Colby, who we're going to look at your swing, Colby, but I need you to take that camera and I need you to hold it in the horizontal so that I don't have all this stuff over here. This stuff over here, no good. We don't want any of that there, okay? What we want to make sure of is that you hold that camera in the horizontal. So make sure when you're sending the videos, and I want you to send those videos to me, send it to a new breed of golf at michaelbreed.com. All right, let's take a little look at what Colby's got going on here. Good backswing, excellent motion, really rhythmical swing. It's a very, very nice, athletic, well-balanced motion, and probably a pretty good golfer who, and I'm sure this is true for many of you, a little inconsistent. In other words, you get a little streaky. And why are we getting a little streaky? Well, let me show you this right here. When this club starts to go back, look at this hand position that's right here. This is what I want you to pay attention to. And that hand is, the trail hand is coming off of the club. And all of a sudden, as that comes off the club here, now when we start to move this into the backswing, it's still off the club, still off the club. And now what happens is when that starts to get put on, so now we're applying some pressure to that handle in that position. Now what's going to happen is as it goes back on inconsistently, you start altering the club face. And when we start to get that alteration in the club face, that's when we get into a little bit of a problem. So as we start to come down into this now, this one's going to be coming back a little bit too much from the inside. So that club, you can see that club coming a little bit too much from the inside there. And so now what I'm going to get is I'm going to get a little block. Now this has a little bit more loft on it. That's probably an 8-iron would be my guess, which means that shot, because it had so much loft, is probably a little bit straighter. But when we talk about inconsistencies, we also start talking about, well, maybe the 6-iron doesn't cooperate. Maybe the 5-iron's not so good. Maybe you're struggling with your hybrid, all because of this one little move. So I want to show you how to change this move. And the way we're going to do this is very simply, we're going to get a tee. Now I'm going to tell you how this is going to work so that we understand this, because as I start to do this, I'm not going to be able to really make sense. You're going to put this tee in your mouth, and then you're going to place it so that it's right on the top of that thumb of the lead hand. Then when the trail hand goes on top, when that palm goes on top, and that connection between the palm and the thumb, now I'm going to keep that connection right there. And that's going to allow me to keep that pressure up just the way I want it. So I'm not altering the pressure or changing the pressure from swing to swing and club to club. So you go like this. Here. Just like that. Now you can see how we have that. That's an excellent shot right in there. And now what I'm going to do is when I make swings, I'm going to feel that pressure of the right thumb pad on top of the left thumb. And when you swing through in this drill, you should be able to keep that tee in there the whole way. Now, it'll feel like you're making a smaller swing, and you will make a smaller swing. And the reason why you're going to make a smaller swing is because you're not going to be leveraging or over-leveraging the club inconsistently. Now, the other situation that we have to solve, and a reason why that hand could be coming off, is when this club starts to go into the backswing, and you get to where you've got the club parallel to the ground, which is right about there. What I want to have happen is this club that's laying on the ground here, this club shaft should be parallel to that. And you can see that those are not parallel. And so what happens is that club is starting to move too much around. So when we get in here, when we take this club back in a down the line shot, and I move the club back, you can see right there that that club in that position is pretty much parallel to my toe line right here. When I take the club and I go like this, now all of a sudden it's nowhere near being parallel to the toe line. And that can be because you're rotating the club open. And when you rotate the club open and it goes inside like that, that's when the palm opens up. So what I want you to do is I want you to get the feeling that you're taking the club back a little bit outside here. And what you can see is when I do that, the head of the golf club, as it starts to go through, is going right through the hand line right there. Yep, that's it right there. So what we want to do is we want to do that drill a little bit and then get that feeling that the right thumb pad is sitting on top of the left thumb. And now what we're going to get is we're going to get a really, really clean strike. Look at how straight that shot was. Greg, I don't know whether you can play that shot again, but what you're going to notice is that one started right down the red stripe, and it never really left that red stripe. In fact, that was kind of at the target the whole way. I just hit it too far. So what I want you to do is I want you to understand that in order for you to transform your game, you've got to make sure that you pay attention to what's going on with your hands on the club and what the club is doing in the backswing. I know a lot of people say you don't hit the ball with your backswing. That's true, but you set up the impact position with your backswing. And if you're inconsistent with your hands on the club or the pressures that you're putting on that club throughout that backswing, you're going to be inconsistent with controlling that club face. And when you're inconsistent with that, you're going to be inconsistent with your game. All right, so remember that. That's our transformational tip presented by Morgan Franklin. To improve all parts of your game, subscribe to my channel and click the link below.